Let me say something that most people in this space will never say to you. There is no business worth having that is going to be passive at the start. Not this business, not any of them. And anyone who tells you that you can set up an Airbnb business and never touch it again is just selling you something. But here is what is absolutely true. You can get to the point where you are not needed for 95% of the work. Where the phone does not ring on a Saturday and you have to be the one who answers it. Where somebody else handles the mess. That is what I'm going to be showing you right here, right now. And by the end of this video, you are going to know exactly who to hire, where to find them, what they cost, and what each one of them actually does on a day-to-day basis. 3 hires. That is it. A cleaning team, a maintenance person, and 1 virtual assistant. I'm going to show you the platform that I use to attract each one of them, including a way to check the quality of a cleaner before you ever pay them a single penny. Guys, I'm going to be giving you the real numbers. What does a clean actually cost in the UK? What does a full-time virtual assistant cost? That one is going to shock you. I'm not talking about made-up numbers. I'm talking about the ones that I'm actually paying right now in my business. Then I'm going to show you the tools that actually holds this whole business together. And there is one automation that turns an Airbnb guest into your private client, so that over time you stop depending on the platforms altogether. And at the end, I'm going to be honest with you about that 5% that never goes away. So listen, stay with me. This is the part of the business nobody teaches properly. But let me draw the line for you first, because if you do not know what work remains yours, you're either gonna burn out or you're gonna end up handing over something that you should have never handed over. So here's the 5% that's gonna stay with you forever. That is onboarding a new property. Like when you sign a new deal with a landlord, you are the one on the ground. You go to the property, you walk through that property and take notes. So you take photos, you brief the photographer to take proper professional photos. You check the furnishings are correct for the type of guests that you're trying to target. You set up the locks, the cameras, the noise monitor. You get the listing live. Now, that is just a few days of real work per property, and your job is done. And there's one other thing that stays yours: the sensitive landlord conversations. If something has gone wrong, if the landlord is worried about their income, that is your call to make, not your virtual assistants. You want to take ownership of those conversations. Everything else, that is in the 95%. And all of that can be run by 3 people who are not you. Guest messages, bookings, reviews, complaints, cleaning, laundry, restocking, maintenance jobs, pricing changes, promotions, the routine landlord updates, all of that, none of your business. Now, let me take you through the 3 hires that we're talking about in the exact order of how much they actually matter. Now, I'm going to start with the one that everybody gets wrong. Your cleaner is the most important hire in your entire business. More important than your virtual assistant, more important than any bit of software. And here's why. Cleanliness is the single thing that gets you a bad review faster than anything else. A guest will forgive you for a slow reply. They will even forgive you for a bit of noise that's coming from the streets. They will not forgive if they find a hair in the bath. And bad reviews do not just cost you that guest, they cost you your ranking on the platforms, which ultimately costs you every booking after that. So the cleaner is not the person that you hire cheapest. The cleaner is the person that you hire carefully. Now, where do you actually find them? And this is the best part. I use a platform called Turno, and the reason I use it over anything else is one specific feature. Turno connects directly to Airbnb, which means when a guest leaves a review and gives a cleanliness score, that score gets attached to that cleaner who cleaned that property. Just think about what that actually means for you, for your verification process. It means you can look at a cleaner and see how guests have actually rated the properties that they clean before you ever hire them, before you ever pay them anything. So now you are not guessing. You are not taking a quote and hoping these people deliver. You can see their quality from day one. I do not know of any other hire in this business where you can get that. Now let's talk about the money. In the UK, a clean is going to cost you somewhere between £40 and £100. And that depends on the size of the property. If you're looking at a 1-bed, for example, then you're looking at around that £40 mark. If we're talking about a 4 or a 5-bed, then you can be up at the £100 a clean. But your guest cleaning fee should actually cover that. That is what the fee is for. Now, I'm going to give you guys a warning right here. And this is a warning that most people actually ignore because of greed. Do not be tempted to make a profit on the cleaning fee. Like I see people set a cleaning fee of £80 when the clean only costs them about £45, and then they pocket the difference. 2 things happen when you do that. Number 1, your total price goes up, which pushes you down in the search algorithm, which loses you bookings. And number 2, you have made your cleaner the cheapest option, which means you get the cheapest quality of work. You are not in the cleaning business, you are in the property business, my friends. Let the cleaning fee cover the cleaning and get a good quality of work. Now, one more thing on this, and it will save you a lot of pain. Make sure the cleaning service includes linen. Do not have a separate linen supplier. I've seen people try it and it's just a nightmare. It just doesn't make sense, because what ultimately happens is the linen could turn up late, or it turns up at the wrong property, and now you've got two suppliers pointing at each other while you've got a guest who's standing outside with a suitcase getting pissed off. One supplier, cleaning and linen together. Two birds, one stone. The cleaner also handles your restocking and your consumables. I'm talking toilet rolls, coffee, the little things. Like, build it into the agreement from day one. It streamlines the whole process. The second hire, maintenance. This one is different because you are not hiring one person full time. You are building a small list of people that you can pick up the phone and call anytime. There's a blocked sink, a radiator that has stopped working, a door handle that has come off, a shower that will not run hot water. Guys, these are the jobs you're going to be getting. Most of them are small, all of them are urgent. Now, because there is a guest in the property right now, everything has to be done right now. So where do you find them? Nextdoor, Airtasker, and just similar platforms like that. You can find them all over Google. Now, the reason I like these two in particular is the same reason I like Turner. You can see the reviews of the work that these people have done before. Someone has hired this person before you, and they have written about what happened, about the way they performed, whether they turned up, whether they turned up on time, whether the job got done properly, or whether it had to be done twice. All of this is valuable information to you, right? So read those reviews properly. Do not skim them. The person with 14 jobs and consistent 5 stars is worth more to you than the person who is £20 cheaper. Just take my word for it. Now, here's how I would do it if I were you. Do not wait until something breaks, because now you're flapping. Now it's an emergency. Like, the week that you onboard your first property, go and find 2 or 3 people in that area. Message them. Get them to do one small job for you. See how they perform when nothing is urgent, when you're not having to put out fires. Then when something does break at 9 o'clock on a Friday night, you already know who to call. And so does your virtual assistant. Now, it blows my mind. Nobody does this. Everybody waits. Then they panic when that time comes. Don't be that guy or girl. Now, quick one before I get into the virtual assistant, because this is where a lot of people watching right now are going to realize, hang on, they are missing something in this whole process. If you don't actually have a property yet, none of this matters, obviously, right? So here's what I've done. I've put together a completely free 30-day Airbnb launch plan. It walks you through week by week. Week 1 is naming the company, setting up your business properly and professionally. Week 2 is researching your location properly. Location matters so much in this business. You pick the wrong one, no money. You pick the right one, you're printing cash. Week 3 is the process of securing your first deal. Week 4 is getting that first deal, getting that listing live. 4 weeks, step by step. It's completely free for you. The link is in the description below. This is my gift to you. Now, the virtual assistant. This is the hire that changes your life. Your virtual assistant is the person sitting in the middle of everything. They're basically replacing what you should be doing. They're the ones doing it, right? They're the ones talking to the cleaner. They're the one talking to the maintenance person. They are the one answering the guest at 11 p.m. at night. Peace of mind for you, because you're not doing any of that. They are. Now, I hire mine from Nigeria because guess what? They don't need to be on ground to do any of the things that I have just mentioned. Now, I'm going to be straight with you about why, again, I hire from Nigeria. I'm from Nigeria, right? So I've got inside knowledge of that market that most people running the Airbnb businesses in the UK simply do not have. And I'm going to be handing that to you right here, right now. But here's the thing. It's not just about where I'm from. There are 2 real advantages hiring from Nigeria. Number 1, English. It's an English-speaking country. Your virtual assistant is going to be writing to your guests and speaking to your landlords. That matters so much, of course. And then secondly, and people forget about this one, the time zone. Nigeria's on the same time zone as the UK for most of the year, and there's never more than an hour difference, because obviously in the UK we sometimes our clock goes back, sometimes it comes forward, right? There's never more than an hour's difference. So here's what that means for you practically. When a guest messages at 10 a.m. in the morning, your virtual assistant is awake and at their desk. They're not asleep. They're not 7 hours behind. You're not waiting until the afternoon for a reply to go out. They're there. They're ready to rock and roll. Now look, there are other places you can hire from. The Philippines works for a lot of people. South Africa also works. I'm not telling you Nigeria is the only option. I'm just telling you it's the one that I use and why. I can only teach you what I'm doing, right? I can't tell you all this fantasy stuff. So I'm telling you what I do and why I'm doing it. Now, the question is where? Now, the platform that I use in Nigeria is called Jobberman. It is a major job board in Nigeria, and the quality of candidates on there is genuinely really, really high. I'm talking about university graduates, people with real customer service experience. Now, here's the one thing you will need in place first. And if you skip this, you will get stuck and you will not be able to hire from Jobberman, because Jobberman actually verifies employers. So to post a job as a business, you need a registered UK company, and you will need to provide your certification of incorporation. So if you've not set up your company yet, you need to do that first before you're considering hiring. Here's the best part. It costs about £100. It takes a day, and it is just one step in week one in the launch plan, which I've already set aside for you anyway. So now let's talk about the cost for the virtual assistant. You're looking to pay around £100 to £150 plus a month for a full-time virtual assistant. Let that land for a second. A full-time worker handling your whole business for around £100. Now, what do they actually do? Guest messaging and inbox management. They do absolutely all of it. I'm telling you, every inquiry, every booking question, every checkout message, talking to the cleaning team, confirming turnarounds, flagging issues with you, chasing anything that has not happened, talking to the maintenance people, getting the jobs booked, getting access sorted, confirming everything is done. These guys are doing everything. Review management, responding to reviews, both good and bad, disputes, damage claims, refund requests, right? Like, they do all of it. Now let's talk about review management, right? You know, setting up promotions, adjusting rates for gaps in the calendar, running the pricing software, and then there's the routine landlord updates, like all of this small stuff. You know, they go to the landlord, this happened, we're getting it sorted. Do you want us to handle it, or do you have your own person? You don't need to step in for that. Those are not complicated conversations. Those are the type of conversations that virtual assistants can have with your landlords. Like, they can absolutely have that conversation. But I want you to listen to me carefully on one thing. None of that happens on day one. Every single one of those things needs to be trained properly and trained thoroughly before you hand it over. You know, reviews and disputes, especially, like, those are the ones where a badly worded message costs you real money. We actually just have templates that we give them for each individual situation. But I want you to sit with them, write the responses together, check their work for the first month, train them properly once, and they run for years without you. If you rush this part, you are going to be cleaning up the messes for years. Again, what we've done is we've just created very simple templates. If this situation happens, this is the kind of message you send, and this is exactly what you should be saying word for word. So you're going to have to create those at the start. Okay, let's talk about the tools. This is what holds the three of them. It brings it all together. So let's talk about tools. Number one, a channel manager. You may have heard of this. If you watch my videos, you may have not. Now, we use Zivu. This is the brain of the business. You know, your calendar across every platform sits in one place, so you never get double booked. Your messages comes into one inbox, which is what your virtual assistant is actually going to be working out of. Your cleaning schedule is triggered from the bookings automatically. Like, without this, your virtual assistant is logging into 5 different platforms, and something is obviously going to get missed. So a channel manager connects all of those things and brings them into one place. It's crucial. You can't run this business without one, in all honesty. Number 2, dynamic pricing. Now, I use Price Labs. So your nightly rate should not be a number that you picked once and then you just forget about it. Like, it should move with demand, with the day of the week, with what is happening locally. Things change and your pricing should adjust with that. And Price Labs does that automatically. And your virtual assistant just manages the rules that you've actually placed on top of your pricing. Number 3, WhatsApp business. I'm sure you were not expecting to hear this, but this is more important than people realize. WhatsApp business lets you have multiple people inside of the same WhatsApp account, which means you can see every conversation your VA is having. You're not locked out. You're not having to ask for screenshots. You can look at any thread in real time. As the messages are coming in, you can see them. That is how you keep control of a business that you're not physically running, because you see a message coming, you can say, hey, this is actually how I want you to respond to this particular one before they respond to it. Very, very important. Number 4, cameras. Now, personally, we use Blink, but plenty of people in the industry use Ring. Either one is fine. They do the same job. And this go outside the front door only. You're not allowed to use them inside, okay? And you're using them to see who's coming in. How many of them are coming in? Because the people who booked for 2 and turn up with 9 people, that's a real thing. And it happens more than you think. With the camera, you can spot that straight away, stop them in the tracks, and remind them that you've got a deposit. Now, number 5, noise monitoring. We use minutes, and I would argue that they're the best in the market. Just go for them. Now, this one sits inside the property. It doesn't record videos, but it measures noise levels, and it alerts you when that goes over a threshold. So that is your party protection. Noise starts getting too crazy, you get alerted straight away. That is what stops a booking turning into a neighbor complaint, stops a landlord phone call, and ultimately can end up you losing a deal. That helps you stop all of that. And your virtual assistant deals with all of those alerts, not you. I'm sure you're happy to hear. So let's recap. Channel manager, pricing, WhatsApp business, cameras, noise monitors. That is your stack. All of the links to all of those are in the description below. Go pick them up and go get yourself set up professionally. Now, I want to give you one thing that separates the people who build a business from the people who just manage a listing. I want you to set up an automation so that the moment a guest books your property, booking comes in, automated message goes out, it gives them the check-in details, access information, whatever they need, and it sends them a link to message you on WhatsApp. Not inside the platforms, not in Airbnb, not in Booking.com. It sounds small, it is not. Because from that moment, that guest is now in your world, not Airbnb's. You've got the number now. You can message them next week, you can message them next year. You can offer them a direct booking with no platform fees. And you can build a list of people who are now coming back to you instead of searching on Airbnb every time they come back to the area. So while your competitors are sitting there and they're waiting for the platform to send them guests, you're taking those people off the platforms and turning them into your personal clients. Guys, over time, that is the difference between a business that depends on Airbnb and a business that doesn't. A business that is predictable and you can guarantee what your income is going to be every single month. Your virtual assistant runs all of this. The automation goes out, the virtual assistant picks up the conversation, and you're nowhere near any of it. So let me show you what a week actually looks like once all of this is in place. Monday morning, you look at a report, bookings, revenue, anything that's been flagged. That takes you 5 minutes. Middle of the week, maybe one landlord conversation. Maybe. That doesn't happen often. 15 minutes. That's it. That is the week. Unless you're onboarding a new property, in which case you're on the ground for a couple of days and then you're back out of it again. That is what 95% hands-off actually looks like. So there it is. 3 hires, 5 tools, 1 automation. Now, if you're watching this and you haven't got a property yet, this is your roadmap for what is coming. Save it. And if you prefer a hand-holding experience where we literally hold your hands and show you step by step how to build this business, then you can book a free escape plan call using the link below, where we're going to sit down with you and we're going to map out your next 90 days properly. Again, the link is in the description below to schedule that call in with either me or a member of my team. And if you found this video useful, then just hit that subscribe button right now. I'm putting out 2 videos every single week on building a real Airbnb business here in the UK. So hit that subscribe button right now if you don't want to miss them. I'll see you on Thursday. And on Thursday, I'm going to tell you why this strategy most people are being sold on the internet right now is actually the wrong one for 2026. You don't want to miss that one. Onwards and upwards, and I'll see you then.